local man thought he was being funny by hacking into a website and changing the posts on it, but the 5 months he'll spend in prison, federal prison, no joke.
Mike Pullen of Dry Ridge leaves for a federal work camp next week. Local 12's Paula Toti has the details on what happened and his message to others about going too far. Paula?
Rob, Mike Pullen says he admits what he did on this website was the definition of hacking. But he says, keep in mind during this story that he didn't even know how to hack a website at first. He was just chatting with others on the site that gave him line-by-line instructions on how to do it. And taking that bait, that temptation, has changed his life.
Mike Pullen was upset by what he was reading on the site sodahead.com.
A lot of the stuff's hateful.
The political opinion site didn't share his opinions. He says it's racist, sexist, and homophobic.
It's all those things.
At first, he started responding to the comments under the name Skinny Mojo, and he became pretty well known by others reading the site. Then things turned illegal.
Well, I learned how to log in as another person.
And then he started changing or deleting posts from others. In some cases, he says he was trying to be subversive and funny. He'd say silly things like, "You can call me Fancy Pants." All of this he learned from others he met on the site, he says, who were doing the same thing. That was in 2009. Sodahead.com figured out what was happening.
The site called me to ask about it. I cooperated fully, told them what happened, how I'd done it, apologized.
Months later, he admitted the same thing when the Secret Service came calling. Then he thought the matter was dropped until federal marshals came to his door last year. Fast forward, and he's not only been convicted of computer intrusion, but he has to pay the website about 20 grand for the time it spent securing its website.
I am going to be making a payment arrangement with the government, I believe.
Pullen says there's no way he'd do this again and has a message for others who might think social media hacking is funny.
Well, this is proof positive that it's wholly illegal, and if pressed, they will come get you.
Pullen's attorney figures the government spent about $30,000 or more prosecuting this case. Sodahead.com did not respond to my calls before our deadline, but I can tell you Pullen says he does not feel he was prosecuted because of his political beliefs. He thinks he was prosecuted because they wanted to make an example out of hacking, that it's a very serious crime. He says he's willing to do the time, but he certainly is going to miss his wife and children. Rob?
Important lessons, Paula. Thanks very much. Pullen says he agreed to the 5-month sentence because the prosecutor told him if it went to trial, several charges of identity theft would be tacked on to what he's now facing. Each of those carry a 2-year prison sentence if he's found guilty.